Hello everybody, it's Manin, and today we're going to be talking about a VR that was a while ago um, over at, well, it's just her name, Sammy, okay, Samantha Menzo. Over at your channel, over at her channel, she did a VR, like I said, a while ago on music through the majors. So she picked a song for each major arcana card in the tarot, and as soon as I saw the video, I said, I want to do this. This is going to be so fun. So I got my band tee on. I got my headphones, which we're not going to actually listen to any music. But I got the Rider-Waite-Smith Major Arcana to go along with us today. Now, I did try to pick only one song. And side note, I am a rocker chick, so there's going to be some rock songs on here. And even if that's not your thing, I encourage you to at least go listen, or I want you to listen to them all, but at least go and read the lyrics. It's kind of like reading poetry, right? Reading song lyrics. So it'll still be beneficial. Maybe you can get the references that I made. Hopefully they all make sense. Okay, let's get started. So I did include the full. I wasn't going to. I just thought, I mean, this is just kind of like a starting out kind of a card. There's some naivete there. He's kind of overconfident, right? So I thought, well, immediately I thought of Monty Python, okay? So always look on the bright side of life. And I thought, this directly resembles the full card, okay? That's the song I picked for that because, like I said, I really didn't have any ideas for him or her, whoever. So I did just pick that one, even though that's kind of a hilarious selection. Okay, so we're going to keep on going here. The Magician, another instantaneous choice was I've Got the Power by Snap. Okay, now everyone's heard this in a movie or a commercial somewhere, but when I picked the card, I was sifting through the cards trying to figure out, going through Spotify, right? But I immediately thought of that, so I didn't even have to look. I mean, that's basically what the card means, right? Using your tools, you've got the power, you already have it in you, right? So that's what I picked for the Magician. The High Priestess. Now, we could go on to an intuition kind of a thing, but this was kind of tough because I wanted to go onto the intuition side, but then I also wanted something to convey her silence, right? She's like that person that you meet in life and they just have to give you that look and you're like, oh. And then you instantaneously know, you instantly know what they're trying to convey with their eyes, right? And so that's the feeling I get with her. So I picked Sound of Silence. Now you could listen to either the Simon and Garfunkel version, but Disturbed actually did a wonderful rendition of this song. So I did pick that version. Theirs is a little slower than Simon and Garfunkel, but I really do think it conveys kind of what she tries to say through the card. Okay, now the Empress. We could have picked a mama song for this, I guess. I mean, we could have put some Tupac on here. But I wanted to touch base on her, the creatrix aspect of her, right? She's birthing a whole bunch of things. And so I thought, okay, so what song would I pick if I wanted to get my hands dirty and start creating, right? Well, I thought, duh, Enya, right? So the most known song by her probably is her Orihoco Flow. I think that's how you say that. And every time I hear that song, I'm like, ooh, I want to get creative. So that's the song I picked for that. And I'll leave all these songs in the description. Emperor. Now, if you want me to, I can start belting out Weatherman, or Weather Girls right here. But I did not pick that song. I did pick a man song, I guess just to convey the energy of the card, right? You look at him and you're thinking just full force, right? He's just sitting on his throne. He knows stuff. He's seen some things. So I picked What a Man by Lyndell. What a man, what a man, what a man. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I do not want to sing my way through this list. Okay. The Hierophant. Now me and the Hierophant have problems because I am very much in healing with the church and the patriarch itself, so I have problems with this card, and I think it directly shows by the song that I picked, okay? And like I said, if rock is not your thing, I still encourage you to go listen to the song and try to associate it with the Hierophant if you can, because I sure did. And it's Master of Puppets by Metallica. And people might be like, right? Well, I knew from a young age I wanted to pull my own strings. I didn't want anybody else to pull my strings. So when I was going through my playlist and I thought of the card, I thought, yes, that's what I want. So, okay, next is the Lovers. And, okay, so like say the Thoth deck. He doesn't think of this as like a love card, right? Or a, like these are two lovers, this is like Adam and Eve. He thinks more of it's the Cain and Abel aspect of it, like the self-sacrifice for the greater good type of a thing. So it does convey kind of like a choice, right? So like if you think about Marseille, it's Cupid, right? And he's trying to, the guy is trying to pick either the beautiful or the best choice or whatever the case is for that. And so it's about a choice, but I did kind of go on the surface of the card because if we went on choice, we could just keep going and going and going with song choices. So I did pick Unchained Melody because when I hear that song, well, you either think of the movie Ghost or you think of like wanting to be loved and love in return, right? That's what I get from it. Moving on, the Chariot. This was a toughie because this is kind of like a pathway card and he's in the moment, right? He's trying to choose a path. And I'm sitting here like, what path do I choose for this card? But there's a song by Natasha Bettingfield, who I don't listen to that often, but she has a song called Unwritten. And when I listened to it, I was like, yes, like the path unwritten. So it was a good choice. So next, Strength. Now, when you see this card, okay, she looks like she's trying to pry the lion's mouth open, but that's not how I kind of see it. Immediately, though, I thought of Eye of the Tiger. Okay. That was my high school fight song, so when I hear that song, I think of high school, and I don't really want to convey that with the Strength card of the Major Arcana. So I did have to pick another one. And I picked a Hozier song, which is a song that I used to, which people might think this is weird, but I did used to sing it to all the kids in my family, and it would be kind of like their lullaby, which the song is called Arsonist Lullaby. And it's about keeping your demons close and keeping them on a leash instead of trying to eradicate them, because that's never going to happen. I mean, some will be eradicated, but not all of them. And so that song greatly influenced me about what coming back to your like primal self and keeping both of those aspects with you at all times. So next is the Hermit. Now we could kind of go on solitude alone, like the surface of the card, going off by yourself. Again, there's many choices with that, but I did pick something about like hiding yourself. I picked a song by Teddy Pendergrass, and it's called You Can't Hide From Yourself. And I think that that's what the Hermit card tries to convey. Also, probably the High Priestess. I mean, if I think about it now. But I did pick it for this card because I think he went onto the mountain, and when he realized, I'm going to go find myself, he realized he really couldn't hide everything from himself either. So I think it was a good choice. The Wheel. This was instant. Okay, as soon as I picked this card up, I was like, okay, the wheel is turning. Journey, the wheel in the sky keeps on turning. Okay, I told myself I wasn't gonna sing, but that was another instantaneous choice, so we're just gonna go with that. Wheel in the sky, Journey. Okay, moving on. Justice. Now I have a hard time with this because she's about balance, right? She's not even blind in this card, which I think is weird, but which we will tap into in another video. But she's about balance, right? And you know, like I thought more about the Thoth deck with this card than anything, and I thought about how he says love is law. So I picked that song, Love is Law. It's by Earth, Wind, and Fire, and it's a great song for this card. The Hanged Man. He's getting a new perspective, right? He's hanging upside down. People call him Odin, right? But when I look at this card, I remember laying on my bed with my head down, like my head hanging off the side, and seeing everything upside down, blood rushing to my face, right? So I did pick Beautiful Day by U2 because the feeling I get when I turn my life up, when my life needs to get turned upside down, that no matter what, I need to look for the beautiful aspects in the day. And if I'm stuck, then maybe I need to look at it at a different angle to find that beautiful day concept, which I think can be hard for all of us, right? The death card. Okay. Again, we could have looked surface-wise, just a death song in general, something. But I wanted to pick a song that conveyed the transformative power of this, and I picked Lazurus by David Bowie, and I don't think many people can get through that song without crying. At least I can't. It's about the fact that his music's going to live on, and it's very much, I think, a legacy song. But when I heard it, I thought, oh, this is the death card. It's like transforming, like death is in the end. Temperance. When I think of this card, I think of him defying gravity. Okay, I call him a him because he's Michael, right? He's just kind of defying gravity, trying to keep this water in these 2 cups. So I'm like, okay, well, how's he doing that? He's doing it his own way, right? We're gonna put some Frank Sinatra on this list. So I picked My Way by Frank Sinatra because if you're going to go in life and you need to be in the constant know of how to keep the water in the cup, you're going to do it your own way, and you should. Next. This was hard. Devil card. Now, I know that this can be scary card, the scary Baphomet creature, but I look at the 2 people in the bottom, and I see their chains, and a lot of people in the tarot community probably know this, but the chains aren't up against their neck, right? They can take them off anytime. So it may be things that tie you down, or things that may not serve you, but it's all in your choice and all in your time, and you need to decide what's best for you and what's not. So I picked a song by Theory of the Deadman, who is like an alternative rock band, and the song is called RX. And the song probably could be controversial with this list because it's kind of like a self-medicate song. People self-medicate, and I think the message they're trying to convey is that we're all self-medicating in one way or the other. I think either good or bad. And it's just about knowing yourself and finding what your medication is. So that's the song I picked for this. Like I said, that was a hard choice. Okay. Tower. Now there was a rock band, when I was in school, way back in high school. A lot of my songs are old. I'm showing my age here. Anyway, there was a band called P.O.D. and they had a song called Boom, and that rocked us when I was a teenager. And I thought immediately, boom, here comes the boom, ready or not. Yep. If that's not the tower, I don't know what is, because that's what the tower is. It's a boom, and whether you're ready for it or not, it's going to come. Now, there might be some bliss at the other side of the boom. We just don't know, right? So I picked that song. Like I said, hopefully some people that watch this like rock. Next, I picked the star card. Next is the star card. And I picked a song called The Middle by Jimmy Eat World. And a sense of like a Pandora's box, like in the chaos of the world, you need to find what makes you hopeful. What makes you going? What keeps you going? So I picked that song because I think that song conveys that message. Go out and find your hope. Okay. The Moon. Now, again, we could have picked a surface song, and I thought, we could pick something, into the mystic, right? Some Van Morrison. Anyway, but then I thought about the message of the card, the illusion of it, the subconsciousness of it, right? But there's a song called Burning Bright, and it's by Shinedown. And it's a song about the light that's inside of you, and you need to go and find it. And you won't be able to listen to that song without crying either, most likely. And that the path might be dark, but the light's inside of you. You're the flashlight. And that's what I get from that. Next. Okay, now with this sun card, we could go with a generalized happy, right? Some Pharrell Williams, right? Happy. But when you're at your most happy, right? I mean, you do want to get up and sing that song, but I wanted to convey that feeling. Not just being happy, but having that feeling. And I picked Louis Armstrong, What a Wonderful World. Because I think when I'm at my utmost happy, I'm like, oh, the flowers look so pretty. And oh, look at the rain clouds. They look so gorgeous. And my coffee pot, I love you so much. You're not messing up today. Right? So I picked that song because I think that conveys that message of how we feel when we're at our utmost happy. Judgment. Now, again, in this card, this is what I call the Rapture card. So I have problems with this card. But I picked Circle of Life by Elton John, which could be both this and the World card song. But I think that, in my opinion, if we look at the Tarot Major Arcana in a Fool's Journey type of a way, then the Judgment's really the end. That's like the ending, and then kind of like the nines, kind of. And then the tens are like that sense of completion, but you came full turn, right? So this, I wanted to convey that it's all a circle. You know, this is the ending right now, but in a little while, when you get to the World card, you're gonna turn back around. So that I put that in this spot. And then the World, I did have a song. It's called In the End, and it's by I guess I consider them alternative hard rock, but at least read the lyrics, okay? Because you're gonna be like, wow. And again, kind of like I was talking about with the light inside of you, he says that the end is not the beginning. I mean, the end is not the ending, it's the beginning. And how I'm going to keep going. I'm going to turn full circle. And that's the basis of this card. When we get there, we're going to start over by the full, right? So that's all I have. And eventually we'll talk about all these random notebooks that I have in my lap every video. But that's all I have, and I want to thank Sammy because I was able to I am a music lover, and I was just able to just bust through my iPod and try to think of some things and think of more than the song, and I had so much fun with this. And if I thought about it, I could think, I could do a classical version, put some Chopin at the death card, right? Maybe one day, right? These are just my initial picks. So I want to thank her because this was so much fun, and if you want to do it, feel free. I'm going to tag her channel below, or maybe her video below, and list my songs. So hope you have a good day.